hand trembling. "Mom, are you okay?" I asked, rushing to her side. "I'm fine, Elsie," she replied weakly, trying to brush me off, but I could see she wasn't fine. Her voice was shaky, and her skin looked pale. "Please, just sit down," I insisted, guiding her to the couch. This time, she didn't argue. Over the next few days, I took over her chores. I cleaned the house, cooked meals, and even did the laundry. Mom didn't say much at first, but one evening, as I brought her a plate of food, she looked at me with softer eyes. "Elsie," she said quietly, "thank you for doing all this. I didn't expect it." I smiled. "It's no problem, Mom. You need to rest." She hesitated before speaking again. "Sometimes I feel like your dad doesn't see me anymore. He's always so proud of you, and I..." Her voice cracked, and she stopped. Her words surprised me. I'd never thought about how she felt. "I'm sorry, Mom," I said softly. "I didn't mean to make you feel that way." Mom gave me a small smile, the first real one in weeks. It gave me hope that things could change. Graduation day finally arrived, and I felt excited. It was supposed to be a fresh start. After the ceremony, Dad approached me with a big smile and handed me a set of car keys. "Congratulations, Elsie. You've worked so hard, and you've earned this," he said proudly. I stared at the shiny red car parked nearby, hardly believing it. "Is this really mine?" I asked. Dad nodded and hugged me. "It's all yours." I couldn't stop smiling, but the moment didn't last long. When I looked around, I saw Nathan standing nearby, his fists clenched and his face red. "This is so unfair," he shouted. "She gets everything, and I get nothing." Dad turned to him, his voice steady. "Nathan, this isn't about fairness. Elsie earned this by working hard." Nathan stormed off, muttering angrily under his breath. I wanted to feel happy about the car, but his reaction stayed with me. That night, I was lying in bed when I smelled something strange. Smoke. I ran to the window and gasped. My car was on fire. "Dad! Mom!" I screamed, running outside. We all rushed to the driveway. There stood Nathan, his face twisted with anger while touching the flames. "What's wrong with you?" Dad yelled. Nathan glared at him. "You don't care about me. You only care about Elsie," he shouted, his voice cracking. "Destroying her car won't change anything." Dad replied, "Nathan, that's not true." Nathan's eyes filled with tears. "If I can't have anything, neither can she." I stared at him, shocked. For the first time, I saw just how deeply hurt he really was. The fire was put out, but the damage was already done. My car was gone, and Nathan stood silently, his head down. The tension in the air felt unbearable. "Nathan, this has to stop," Dad said firmly. "Your behavior is out of control. You need help." Nathan looked up, his face red with anger and tears. "Help from you? You've never helped me. You only care about Elsie." His voice cracked as he spoke, and he looked more hurt than angry. Dad sighed deeply, his voice softening. "Nathan, that's not true. We've always loved you. But love doesn't mean ignoring bad choices." Nathan shook his head, his voice rising again. "You call this love? You give her everything and leave me with nothing." I couldn't stay silent anymore. "That's not fair, Nathan," I said.